Hello all, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 5 of Mmpc 008, that is MIS and Control Systems. Okay, so you just please refer the last 4 units of Mmpc 008. It's all about softwares and about computers, networks. Okay, so it's a continuation of this Mmpc 008. And let's see the structure of this unit. There is management, information systems and introduction, objectives, system view and status of MIS in organization, framework for understanding MIS and its role at various management levels, organization and information system, two-way relationship, MIS as decision assisting tool, and system vulnerability, abuse and auditing. Summary, unit and exercise are here. So let's begin with the first session of Unit 5, that is Management Information System and Introduction. The subject of Management Information System has different meaning for different people. MIS initially were built to process transactional data of an organization and to produce regular reports. With a little more advancement, the system generated a report in a suitable format that created an impact on its user and evoked an action, a decision, or an investigation. Today, an information system has evolved to the stage where they handle databases and secondary data available on the web to facilitate decision making. Accordingly, definition of MIS has also evolved. There are many closely related definitions in use. The term MIS is synonymously used with the terms the information system IS and the information and decision system and the computer based information system. The MIS is defined as an integrated system of man and machine for providing the information to support the operations, the management and the decision making function in the organization. And the above definition emphasizes an association between MIS and decision making. An application software that processed data which is not used for decision making cannot be called as MIS. For instance, a computer aided design system is not an MIS. An MIS deals with the information that is systematically and routinely collected in accordance with a well defined set of rules. In other words, data collection is planned activity for which resources are allocated and rules are defined. The information provided by an MIS assists managers in planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, directing, and controlling the operations of an organization. The management experts have viewed this step as management control system. So, figure 5.1 is here for management control system. There is planning, and plan and target is there, then it control and it's operate. So in between there is corrective actions also there in between control and operation. Okay, so that is simply a management control system. In any organization that has planned activities leading to the achievement of the stated goals, there is always a control process in place that measures progress towards these goals and enables the manager to detect the deviations from the original plan in time. It is the responsibility of the management to take corrective action before it is too late. The deviation may be due to environmental changes or due to the mistakes made by people. An MIS is concerned with planning and control. An MIS has large amount of data as its integral part that is stored and managed by a database management system. And the exponential growth of information all around makes it necessary that information is probably collected, stored, and retrieved in various fields so that it could be usefully exploited whether and when needed. The concern is what information does the manager need to manage effectively. We are interested in a system for providing the necessary management information. An MIS is a system that aids management in making and implementing decision. An MIS must have the following features also. It must be capable of handling voluminous data. The data as well as transactions must be validated. It must be able to perform operations on the data irrespective of the complexity of the operations, and often time multi-dimensional analysis is required, and MIS should facilitate quick search and retrieval of information, and MIS must support mass storage of data and information. The information must be communicated to the recipient in time. Moreover, the communicated information must be relevant. And the information system must always have internet link to dig out related information and data from the web for better analysis, helping the management in taking decisions. And objectives of this unit is, after reading this unit, you should be able to identify the main features of a management information system, that is MIS, explain the Anthony and Simon framework for understanding the MIS and decision making process, explain the basic overview of the systems concept, and describe the management functions at various levels in the context of relationship between management and information needs, and use MIS as a technique for making programmed decision, and explain the vulnerability of an information system, and discuss the control and audit structure required for an information system. And next one is system view and status of MIS in the organization. Okay, so today, besides professional managers, all administrators, politicians, academicians have become aware of need for adopting an integrated holistic perspective by using the systems approach to the problem conceptualization and decision implementation. And today we find everyone taking or talking about of the system, the transport system, educational system, healthcare delivery system, defense system, economic system, like that. And but what exactly do we mean by system? Let us elaborate to know what is system. It is an entity, conceptual or physical, which consists of independent parts or component. It is this interdependency which is characteristics of the parts of the system, and a system is complex of elements or component directly or indirectly related in a causal network. Okay, so that is about system basically. And a system is made up of subsystems which may be composed of further subsystems, and we could carry on this refinement till we arrive at the so-called black box level, which is some perceptible manageable level. Just as a system is made up of sub or subsystem, it itself is part of a super or supra system, and this could be termed as the environment in which the system operates. And in figure 5.2 is here. So here is super or supra system. It divided into the system under consideration or other systems, and it subsystem 1 2 and like n number of systems are there, and again it subsystems is there. That's also like n numbers of system, and black box is there, b1, b2, bbq, like that. Okay, so this is the basic or hierarchy of system. And activity A is here. Try to do it. It will help you for your term and examination. In between any doubts, you can just contact us. Also activity B also here. Okay, so this is all about the system. And information system are used in all functional areas and operating divisions of business. In finance and accounting, information system are used to forecast revenue and the business activity, determine the best source and the use of funds. Information system have been used for managing cash and other financial resources and analyzing investment. Financial health of an organization is also checked using IS. In sales and marketing, information system are used to develop new goods and services, determining the best location for production and distribution facilities, determine the best advertising and sales approaches, and set product price to get the highest total revenue. And in manufacturing, information system are used to process customer order, develop production schedules, control inventory lengths, and monitor product quality. Service industries such as airline industry and railway use information system to serve their customer better. And banks and other investment firms use IS to make good investment and sanction sound loans. Publishing houses, healthcare organization, and retail companies all make use of information system to serve their customer better and maximize their profit. And activity C is here. Try to do it. And the next subsection is framework for understanding MIS and its role at various management levels. So we will discuss about the framework of MIS. There is too much data and information in our organization. In order to design a MIS successfully, we need a framework to structure the information so that the data and information relevant for decision making can be separated from rest of the data, like that. And there are many methodologies for strategic planning. According to model presented by Robert Anthony, the strategic planning is one of the major activity in business planning and control. So here is framework of business planning and control. There is strategic planning, management control is there, operation control is there. So all about planning and control system. What is strategic planning? It's a process of deciding objective of the organization, determining the possible shift in objectives, deciding on the resources used to attain their objectives, and the policies that govern the acquisition, use, and disposition of their resources. Management control, it is the process by which managers assure that the resources are obtained and used effectively and efficiently to attain the objectives of the organization. And operational control is the process of assuming that specific tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. And it is useful to classify the above definition with some examples. And so here is planning and control activities in different functional areas. So activities, the functional areas are production, marketing, finance, personal or HR. These are the functional areas. And planning is strategic planning, how production in strategic planning, and management control, operational control, etc., like that. Anthony's framework enable us to understand the characteristics of information needed to support the three type of planning and control process. Okay, so 5.2 is here, differences in information required for three type of planning and controls, like that. So information characteristics is in one column, and strategic planning, management, operational control. So you just refer this sections one by one. This is unit 5, Mmpc 008. So you just refer this column. In between any doubts, you can contact us anytime. And let us now look at Simon's framework that has broken down the process of decision making into three stages. There is intelligence stage, design stage, and choice stage. Intelligence, this is the stage in which the decision maker recognizes that there is a problem or opportunity that requires him to make a decision. In design, the decision maker determines the alternatives that are available to him to resolve the problem or exploit the opportunity. In choice, at this stage, an alternative generated in stage 2 is singled out to be pursued. The selection process may involve feasibility analysis or cost benefit analysis. With this framework, we can distinguish between three major classes of decision. Programmed decision are there in which all stages are handled by following a present well-defined procedure, and non-programmed decisions are difficult to structure in logical mathematical terms. This decision cannot be handled in well-defined and pre-specified procedures. Their opportunities are not repetitive in nature, and they require fresh intelligent design and choice phases to be executed. Next is semi-programmed decision are those in which at least one and no other more than two of the above stages can be handled by well-defined present procedure. An example where the intelligence phase is well structured would be the diverse kind of variance analysis. A comparison with a budget or standard is undertaken in a well-defined way to signal the need for a decision. Subsequent stages of design and choice, however, are not handled by a set procedure. And recall that and MIS support problem specific decision making, and depending on the framework used by the organization for decision making and goal set for MIS, the designer should determine the information needs. And MIS should not automate the existing procedures. MIS should act as a catalyst of change in the process of an organization. For instance, a private bank sanction loan by using a sequential process. An applicant applies for loan, the detail provided by him are verified and his application details are entered into the bank application format along with his credit limit. And according to Sani, the important determinants of MIS designs are opportunities and risk, company strategy, company structure, management and decision making process, available technology, and available information sources. Okay, so an MIS should be designed viewing the organization. A company structure divides essential tasks to be performed and assign them to individuals and spell out the interrelationship of their task. The organizational structure and the task determine the information need of the company. And the designer of the MIS should take care of the data problem. The input data to the MIS may contain and bias and error. The input to the MIS must be controlled to ensure impartiality, reliability, and consistency, like that. Okay, so this is all about that. And factors facilitating implementation of MIS are here. A few factors which will increase the chances of successful implementation of MIS. So involvement of top management in the computerization effort, in defining the purpose and goals of computers within the organization, and the selection of an IT manager who is well versed with IT tools and who also has the skill to involve managers in choosing application areas, identifying information needs, and designing reports. A computer staff which has interdisciplinary skill in computers management and operation research, a balanced expenditure on hardware and software. So now let us look into the role of MIS at various management levels. We come across saying that management can be understood by observing what managers do, and management can also be understood by the type of functions a manager performs, like that. And management can also be seen as structured into the three hierarchical levels, namely top level, middle level, and bottom level, or strategic, tactical, and operational level respectively. Although the lines of demarcation are not absolute and clear cut, one can usually distinguish certain layers within the organization, which are characterized by the classical pyramidal type of structure as shown here. Is figure 5 is here. The allocation of managers. Okay, the top level is there, planning is more, like, so 50% is planning, and in bottom level is like that, there is coordination is more, like, okay, and middle level, so planning control is in middle level is more space, like that. Okay, and the top management establish the policies, plans, and objectives of the company as well as budget framework under which the various departments will operate. These factors are promulgated and passed down to middle management. So they are translated into cost or profit centers concept. These are reviewed, analyzed, and modified in accordance with the overall plans and policies until agreement is reached. Middle management then issues the specific schedule and measurement yardstick to the operational management. The operational levels has the responsibility of producing goods and services to meet the revenue, profit, and other goals, which in turn will enable the organization achieves its overall and objectives, like that. Okay, so the hierarchical view of management is important for two reasons. Information needs tended to be different at different level of management, and the amount of time devoted to any given function varies considerably. So 5.3 table is here, content of management levels. So character is here, top management, middle management, operating management. So and through the classic pyramidal structure is generally acceptable. Unfortunately, in the modern complex organization, this neat militaristic configuration seldom fit and reality. The modern manager must be capable of managing his or her information system for strategic planning, management control, and operational control. So activity D is here. So this is about today's session, and next session we will discuss on next video. For more MBA videos, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
i-tutor Academy presents Ignou Mba complete syllabus coverage classes for individual students, semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 21785.